There are two main parts of each movement in the gym: the concentric portion of the lift and the eccentric portion of the lift. And today I'm going to explain the difference between both portions of the lift and explain why they're both important for you to make progress in the gym. So number one, we have the concentric portion. This is going to be where your muscle is contracting, your muscle is firing. This is generally where things are going up, where you're firing your muscles, they're coming towards you, depending on the movement. But this is where you're firing your muscles and contracting them nice and tight. All right, then the eccentric portion, this is where you're stretching. All right, the muscle is stretching and loading, getting ready to fire again. So a super simple demonstration, you guys, of this, an illustration, is the bicep curl. We're probably all familiar with the bicep curl. If you haven't done a bicep curl yet, try them out. It's a great place to start. But most people have probably done a bicep curl in their life, and this is a super easy and good visual on the concentric versus eccentric portion of a lift. So concentric portion is when we are contracting the muscle as we're coming up. All right, we're squeezing our bicep as we're coming up. And then the eccentric portion is where we're stretching, we're loading on the way down. All right, so again, concentric, we're squeezing on the way up, nice and tight, trying to get a good tight squeeze here in the bicep. And then the eccentric is when we're loading that muscle, that bicep, getting ready for another rep. All right, so it's important to train both the concentric and eccentric portion of the lift for many different reasons. So the concentric portion, you're going to be getting a nice tight squeeze in your muscle, specifically with accessories, things like this. And this is where you're going to be able to put on some good muscle size and really define, really get that chiseled look in your muscles. All right, the concentric portion, getting a nice tight squeeze, super important. Also, if you're in a strength sport like weightlifting or powerlifting, this is where you're really training that explosiveness, that explosive power that's going to lead to you lifting the most amount of weight. All right, so super important to train that concentric portion. Now the eccentric portion is equally as important to train, specifically when we're doing accessories. We want to go nice and slow on the way down. We're taking our time, loading our muscles. All right, this is really where we're stretching the muscle fibers and we're really building that muscle density and strength where we can propel ourselves to those big lifts later on. So make sure you guys are training both the concentric and eccentric portions of the lift. Try this out in your next gym session, you guys, especially on accessories. Try slowing it down on the eccentric and you are going to feel a burn like never before. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section below. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.